Okay, I'm pretty sure everything is working. I cannot see OBS at the same time as seeing the chat and the game. So, if there is something wrong, someone will have to tell me through chat, or else I just won't know. And for the record, because it's impossible to resize the Drod window for some stupid reason, I don't have like the bottom part of it visible to me at all. Like, let's see, anything below right here, because hopefully you can see my mouse. Hold on, is my mouse being... How do I tell this that I want it to capture the mouse? I don't see where that option is. I could have sworn that was an available option. Oh yeah, my mouse is being captured. Whatever. Anything kind of below, like right here, I can't actually see because my taskbar is in the way of it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So hopefully there's nothing vital at the very bottom of the screen, because I can't see it. Ugh. So let's see. Today's first one, if I remember last week properly, should be the Snowland, because I know we did that weird one with the snakes before. And the Snowland is by Vipcool, but with a space. It's usually no space when Vipcool made a hold. While Beethro was looking for another dungeon, a snow devil pushed him into the snow. Apparently snow devils are a thing. Hello. As I was saying, so I can't actually see or interact with the screen below about where my mouse is right now, like where my mouse is pointing to. So I can't, with the mouse, click the buttons that say upload hold scores, rate this hold, okay, help, cancel. I can't click those. I have to use the hotkeys instead, because my laptop can't display Drod in windowed form without it overflowing down into where the taskbar is, where it's translucent and beyond, and Drod refuses to allow me to resize the window in any way. I was hoping that I could get this computer to plug into my desktop's monitor, but apparently that plug I thought was an HDMI plug is not an HDMI plug. The point being, if it seems like I didn't notice something on the bottom of the screen, that's because I can't see it without going and switching to the OBS window, which I cannot see on this screen without putting it on top of everything else, because right now the chat window and Drod are taking up the entirety of the horizontal and vertical screen space. Anyway, all of that said, this is the Snowland by Vip Space Cool instead of Vipcool with no space. And apparently Beethro was pushed into the something by a snow devil, because those exist in Drod too. Anyway, there was nothing he could do. He would just have to find his way out of here. The background text was not in the was in the hold description, so we're just going to assume yeah, I don't know. I think at some point I once managed to at least get the the Windows thing with the minus and X and maximizer thing. I managed to get this window to go up to where that was hidden, but of course when I did that, then I couldn't close Draw because I couldn't reach the X button, and that was kind of a problem all its own. Alright, well that was the room with wubbas, this is the room with spiders. This is just what we're doing now, I guess. If I'd gotten the monitor to work, then I would have Draw playing on full screen here, and I could just have OBS in the chat window on the other screen, and I'd be able to see everything. Hello. We were discussing the technological problems of trying to use my laptop to stream. Or I was discussing them anyway. Namely, I cannot see the bottom, I guess in terms of the map that you can see here, I can't see the bottom 2 tiles of the room quite well. Then I have kind of a translucent taskbar in the way, apart from the last bit of it being completely hidden. Alright, that sure was a level. There were only 3 monsters roaming around this cold place. Beethro thought it would be easy. That soon turned out to be wrong. Because orb puzzles? Oh, also you lied to me. There's clearly 4 monsters in this room, right now. Well, I mean, this part's pretty easy. Yeah, just a few more. That's kind of clever. Needing to manage where your sword is to get the wubba to behave a bit. Can I get past this wubba? I guess I need to do this. There we go. What place tile was that? I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, here's the blue door. Need to be careful to enter that little mechanism facing the right direction. Honestly, I don't think I've seen wubbas used as a force the player to face a certain direction kind of thing like that. I guess there's just too many other mechanisms for the same purpose. And it's kind of a fragile mechanism because it's entirely possible that there are ways around it. I guess I should just follow this guy. Maybe face that way. I think that might be far enough. No. Okay, maybe face east would be better. Not really. Okay, now I can stab him. Is this helpful? Do I want this? I feel like I don't really want this. What I want is to kind of push a snake at a time into the... I guess if I don't kill him before this point, then I could maybe... Yeah, but there's a problem here. So I guess I should not be facing east. Try south, maybe? Nope. Maybe I should try starting a west direction? I guess if you take the invisibility potion, then that creates another snake trap. But ideally, I could just somehow, no, I don't know. Let's try using this, I guess. Okay. So far, so good. He just decided to go east. That's great. He did not. So, using my tried and true method for manipulating snakes, I will wait 5 turns and try again. There we go. I think this room is only...
My name is Beethro.
Yeah, that would work too. I'm pretty sure that room doesn't connect to anything else. Hopefully. It doesn't look like it does based on this room. I didn't see a way to go east from there. Even if it meant only 3 monster types, there's still a lot more than that. I'm still not sure what was up with the only 3 monsters bit. It's just weird. What should I be doing here? I guess that will work. Yeah. Thank you, Wraithwing. You didn't really help, but I'm thanking you anyway. Here we have a staircase of snakes. Okay. And I guess there's one more path to walk here. These winding passageways are a bit annoying to traverse, I would say. Good. Not very much to this room. Okay, not much to that room either. I don't know if you can hear clicking going on. That's the dog wandering around. And the exit to the level was down this way. How are you going to escape this? Oh, we've stopped talking about Beethro and now we're saying you. Okay. How about I just leave? I think I want to leave one alive so he'll disrupt the formation of all the others. Yeah, that works much better. Maybe not the most efficient way to do this, but if it works, it works. So I guess our premise for this level is put the player with a monster directly in front of him. To make it a giant pain to even walk in to the room. That's quite a level theme. Yeah. There are no proper snake traps in this little room, so I would really like to not accidentally leave the room, for one thing. Let's try to prevent that. I would really like to have just one spider left after I'm done killing everything else. So that that spider can help me destroy the remaining snakes. This kind of works, I guess. Not sure. I hate having the sword facing completely the wrong direction. I don't remember what I did before. Okay, that's enough distance to manage. There we go. Alright, now actually trying this room. I'd like to use this last guy to kill the snake somehow, though I'm not sure exactly how. Maybe I should leave more than one alive after I'm rid of the rattlesnakes? There we go. Okay. I guess Vipcool, like, just discovered that snakes exist when this hold was made. Because he seems really enthusiastically using them quite a lot here. Alright, I'll just use this really easy snake trap here if I can. There we go. And now to the east. Huh, this room almost looks tame compared to all the others. I guess there are spiders, but like so? Yeah, this is the easiest room in the level, I think. Don't even have to keep anything alive to snake trap with because there's really easy traps. Well, not necessarily easy, but really obvious traps in the north and south edges here. I think where the snakes started even. One down. Two down. All down. There were many snow-covered paths which Beethro could take. Beethro sighed and wondered why every place had to have a maze. Of course. Okay. Well, that room just cleared itself. I feel like I could get a first place if I just stood at the beginning of it. I kind of feel like I understand what this hold is doing at this point, and it doesn't really incline me to keep going. I think that's a good enough look at this one. I am wondering what this is about. Sokoban Sword by Alpo, also by Alpo. Sokoban plus Sword. Entrance 1. Okay. Some Slayers just died. That's cool. What is this? And why is this? I guess you can push a mirror onto a green door there if you want to. Why is there an orb here? What does that do? That's very strange. Alright, well, I guess I should... Okay, so it explodes if you destroy the mirror. That's weird. Oh, why though? I mean, I know already, just looking, that I can't clear the room if I destroy the mirror like an idiot. So why exactly would you also make the room close its doors if you... Also, I guess this door is maybe a hint that there's a secret room here, but it's not secret, it just exists. Okay, well, this looks like something. The goal is, I guess, to push all the things into the thing. So I guess that the scripting in the first room is so that I know that the scripting in this room is going to be exactly the same. And this probably, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say that probably it doesn't want me to... Yeah. So here's the thing. Real Sokoban does not give you diagonal movements and the ability to swing something around to push things. This is miles easier, like more... what's the word I'm looking for? You have miles more tools to work with here than real Sokoban would ever give you. So this doesn't seem to be nearly as difficult as similarly themed puzzles would be in any traditional Sokoban type game. I mean, look how open the spaces are for pushing the mirrors around in, too. Alright, here we have another one. Pretty straightforward. Actually, how do I leave this area? Oh, there's a crack, there's a secret wall there. Maybe don't make that a secret wall and just make it an opening? Would have been a little bit better. Okay. Did I miss something? Oh, I don't want... Okay. I don't know why I thought that I wanted a mirror on that button. But clearly I did not. Okay. Easy fix. So far, this is really tame. But I guess maybe this is just the introductory level. I can't tell if there's supposed to be an exit down here. I guess not. Okay. So there must be another exit to some room. Here we go. Oh, hi. Entire rattlesnake up there. I don't think I need to interact with you yet. I guess this would be quite a thing to optimize. I've played lots of puzzle script games recommended from Bart Bonte's website. I'm pretty sure that there is at least one or two that are like Sokoban with you're a snake, with a snake body or something. Not that you necessarily push anything around, but you have to manage your body to put it in the right places. Do you get a combo for rattlesnake tail stabs? I don't think so, because technically you're not killing anything, you're just hurting something. But what if I were to stab 3 roaches and then a rattlesnake's tail twice and then 4 more roaches? Would that be a 7 combo, an 8 combo, or a 3 combo followed by a 4 combo? I guess that's too few to actually be a combo anyway, but whatever. Okay, here it wants me to shatter, and hi, okay. I guess we're all done with the mirror pushing for now. We just have a ridiculous maze. I can't click that orb, but I'm gonna assume it does this. Okay. I guess I need to go this way. Then on around. This sure is a thing that someone decided to put in their level, all about pushing mirrors around. Alright, I'm gonna let that doofus go into the maze, or at least start to go into the maze, so I don't have to worry about him as much. Okay. And he'll be busy traversing the maze while I wonder what's up with this. I found a secret room with stairs in it. But I kind of want to know what's up with the room that I just got finished being in. There's stairs there too. Alright, well, I guess I could always restore to the beginning of this room. Sokoban plus walls. Entrance 2. So, wait. So I pushed the orb that lets me go push the orb that lets me reach the stairs in this room. Where does this stairs go? Oh. Okay. That's a decision. So the secret room is required to continue the hold. Otherwise you go back to where you started. Because, you know, just because. We set up this entire puzzle where you need to navigate an arrow maze twice and do a trapdoor maze, but we decided that you didn't need to actually do half of that, because instead you're just supposed to leave once the opportunity presents itself. Really strange. Okay. Here's some weirdly placed blue walls. I feel like this is not a bad concept for a hold. I'm not sure that it's being executed as well as it could be, or at least it's not a bad concept for a room or a level. Like, for one thing, this is very predictably designed and there's not a whole lot of actual tight spaces. Like, again, I've played a lot of puzzle script games that are very Sokoban-ish, and one of the prime things to make one of those interesting and tough is that the is being put into tight situations where you have to manage your space very carefully to achieve your goal. Here, there's just loads of space to push the mirrors around in. For the most part, that hasn't been a problem at all. I think the very first room in the first level had, like, almost one of the tightest areas for mirrors. I mean, here, there's all these little hallways that I could be pushing mirrors back into, but there's no optimization being required here as far as mirror placement. It's just, here you go, just put the mirrors in the obvious green boxes and do what you do. Like, there's a lot of playing around you could do. You could have, like, one particular place where there's no tunnel, and there's more mirrors than it seems the player can get rid of. There's a lot of playing around with this with the idea of this, mechanically speaking, that the architects seemed unwilling to go for. And instead, they decided to just make weird things like this, where there's, in addition to the Sokoban puzzle, there's just an arbitrary bunch of monsters that you also need to kill, because... How do I get into this? Oh, there's the arrow. Oh, does it? I'm assuming wonderful is being used sarcastically. Oh. Okay, then. I don't know, I feel like coming at this as just something that I encounter as already existing in the holds list, I can't help but feel that there are good ideas here, but not necessarily being explored as thoroughly or interestingly as they could be. Like, for sure, you could exploit the idea by giving the player different weapons and making it powder kegs, or having the player have a dagger or something, needing to push things indirectly. Admittedly, a lot of that has been done, and yeah, different weapons didn't exist when this came out. I think, is this TCB or Rooted Hold? Anyway. I guess powder kegs didn't exist either. I seem to recall powder kegs being a, oh yeah. These are, for some reason I was thinking about the previous hold, which is, Rooted Hold. It's weird because I think of powder keg as being a really basic item, like a really obvious thing, the pushable explosive. Like it, you know, some things feel like new technology. Like time tokens, different weapons, they feel like something brand new and big. Powder kegs feel like something so obvious that it should have existed like as soon as mirrors did. But it didn't. Does that make any sense? It's like you have the idea of explosive and the idea of things that can be pushed. Why weren't those combined like the instant that the idea of things that can be pushed existed? But on the other hand, I guess powder kegs are not as usable without things that let you push explosives around safely. Well, yeah. Oops. The mirror was the beginning of the pushing. So hey. What's up with this? There must be an orb in the corner that I can't see. Well, I mean, you know, even the oldest of Drod is capable of making you do a lot more than just killing monsters. I mean, roach mazes, for one thing. That horrible room with the queen in a maze would have been creatable in in King Dugan's dungeon with no problem. Sokoban sword. Okay. You call that secrets? Fiend. Fiend. What does this button do? Oh well, I guess we're all done with this. And this has the default info, and apparently there's a lot of secrets. Yeah. So, like, that's not just killing monsters either. Okay, should I play this? It's just something that I made and only sort of remember. I guess I'll poke around in it briefly. Let's skip the story. If you want to see this story, you can do the cutscene yourself. I do love this weird-looking mechanism up in the top here. The thing made for a contest that didn't actually happen because it was the only thing anyone made for it. How does this work? Okay, so that's fine. Ever since this hold, I've made an awful lot of kind of one-level events. Which are a bit like contest levels, except that they weren't actually produced for a contest. Let's see if I remember the trick to this one. We need to put one keg over here, and we need to get this guy out of his... There we go. We want this guy to hold down the other buttons somehow. Or he doesn't really need to hold them down as long as he'll push them. And I seem to recall that being the thing that you need to do, is just make him chase you onto the buttons properly. These two are in order, and then he'll be stuck with this under him, regardless if he's chased across the first two. That works. So I don't think I needed... Well, no, I'm pretty sure that I do have an exit. All I have to do is just hold him on the button at the entrance. Gentry Eye, another thing that feels like new technology, as compared to powder kegs. That's a thing to do with the quote-unquote lore of the level, and with scripting. Basically, whenever you clear a room, I'll show you once I finish and leave this room. I think I should probably grab one of these kegs out to make this easier for myself, because I think I can for sure. Yeah. Now I'll be able to leave. I just need this guy to be in whatever position he was in before, more or less. Something like that. No. Yeah, I think that might be it. Ish. Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Maybe he was coming from the other side. It's almost dead. Pushing Gentry around is a thing. I was probably better at making and playing this level I was probably better at playing Drod when I made this level. I feel like what the intended solution might involve is something like having him walk across all four of them from some position, taking advantage of where that where at least one keg needs to be. I don't know. Hello. I'm just poking at a hold I made. This is technically supposed to be something which these Metallic Gears of Time is a sequel to, though. Or actually a prequel to? Time is confusing. Well, that's almost right, but I don't want him to do that. How did I buy one more turn before? I think the contest was supposed to be like make an epic hold level or make something that's an ending. Not totally sure what it was. But it was something along those lines. Yeah, that's what it was. So that's why this is like ending feeling-ish. I think if I can keep that keg there, then it won't explode. Slowly over time, since making this hold, which was originally just a level, I've been coming up with things that, or really two levels, come to think of it. I've been making things that come before it, so that it'll eventually actually be the ending of a series that came at the beginning, except that there's a fair chance that because of time shenanigans will be my plot reason, that this hold's idea will be revisited with completely different puzzles or something. Or maybe a modified version of its puzzles would be kind of cool. Oh. When did I push that off? Oh, all the way back here somewhere. I don't remember doing that. Okay. I just need to get back in the exact position I was in before, which I don't actually remember what it looks like. But I know it should work for this keg position, so there's that. I think I've got this wrong. I think maybe he's supposed to be coming in from the north instead. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Done. Oof. So anyway, what I was going to say a while ago, the lore of this area is supposed to be that we're trying to get the 4 volcanoes in the entrance room to erupt. And we are going to do that by lighting the fuses, which happens when you clear each room in turn. So once all the rooms are cleared, you can walk into this room and all of the bombs will go off, and that will magically cause these volcanoes to erupt. Anyway. I kind of like the design of this room, though. Warning, Briar. Yep. Oh, this room's kind of neat. I guess I have Krish's demo here. I felt the need to put in a tip about how to make the Gentry Eye go into the right shape here, because it's kind of difficult. Anyway, I think that's enough. Yeah. In this hold, I don't know if there is a blue door, it just detects that the level is finished. And then the second level happens after a cutscene in which the volcanoes explode. Anyway, spare rooms? Yeah, spare rooms. A one-level hold with puzzles and stuff. I think it was not bad. Apparently I didn't find very many of the secrets, I just found the one mandatory secret room. I think it had a good idea, but didn't run with it enough. It didn't do enough creative things with the idea that it had. Anyway, Boy Blue level hold. Maybe I won't get completely stuck on every single room. Is this a Don't Wake Any Eyes room? Oh, by the way, since you just got here, I think I should mention that I cannot see the bottom two tiles of the room very well, because I'm doing this from my laptop, which can't show the entire Drod window without it both overlapping my taskbar, which is thankfully translucent, but that's still not great. Without both doing that and still cutting off the bottom bit. Okay. But yeah, so I can't see as well as normally. Yeah. It's entirely that it's two things. One, the fact that my laptop refuses. It's like there's kind of two problems. One of them, I'm having difficulty talking. That's not the problem I was referring to, but anyway, the problem is that my laptop natively shows Drod at like most of the screen size. So much so that it has to be in full screen to actually have access to the entire view, and the fact that Drod won't let you resize its window. Also, I haven't really been paying attention to what's going on with the Mimic. I'm just trying to learn what this room is. What this room wants me to do. I'm guessing the answer is probably not to blow up that bomb just yet. Alright, so... Oops. There's no red door. I don't think I'm supposed to be destroying all the trapdoors. What does this do? Okay. So, is the goal for me to be able to walk in here and leave? Maybe? Maybe the Mimic is supposed to end up on at that orb. And then I just need to be able to wake the eyes? And not blow myself up, I guess. Except if he goes and pushes that, I guess I just need to have a clear path for the eyes to take, perhaps. I should turn my sword this way. Yeah, okay, I'm not really sure how this is supposed to work. Maybe I was supposed to leave really straight lines for the eyes to walk across and not touch any of the trapdoors at all with the Mimic. Anyway, given that it comes after this room, which is also a room about movement restriction, I would assume that that room is also something about only moving so that the Mimic goes on certain tiles. I think that what I just did was necessary. Okay. We have a thing going on here where I'm kind of permitted to do things only a certain way, and we want to like try to avoid getting anybody stuck on the walls. I don't see how this can work. Like, all I'm gonna do is trade them back and forth non-stop, right? Like, there's no way that they can both go where I need them to. I guess one of them needs to go first, but that just doesn't seem possible. Like, by the time one of them is most of the way to the exit, the other one is way too close to the trap. And if I push that one away from the trap, then it's not going to be able to move. It's not. If I push that one away from the trap, then the other one is headed back to the exit again. I mean, its head is back away from the exit again. Maybe that orb at the beginning of the room is supposed to be a key of some sort? Like it's supposed to help with this problem? Yeah, it kind of seems helpful, I guess. Yeah, this... Why is the exit so tiny? This is also kind of a problem. Does that work? I don't see how I'm supposed to, It felt like I was on the wrong diagonal, though. Oh, there we go. Now I just need to push the roach, and that should be much easier. Or not push, pull. Durr. Yeah, I can literally just stand right there and kill him. And I saw that there was a green door to the south. Okay. What is this about? Alright, so here's a trap that requires something to not die from. Here's presumably another trap involving spiders. Yeah. Here's like a million of tar. And here's... What is going on with this snake? There's definitely some kind of rules going on here with the snake. I don't understand. I guess I'm supposed to be in some very picky positioning to not let the snake into the trap. I have no idea why. Why is it going north when I'm to its west? That makes no sense. I guess my first priority should be to go kill that tar mother, so I'm not worrying about that. I don't really see where I have time to do that, but obviously I have to do it. This seems like a pretty massive pain overall. I also don't see how I'm supposed to use the same snake for two different traps. Like, it seems pretty clear to me that if I bring the snake into either of those, he's going to get trapped and die. So even if I free the snake by getting all these trapdoors down before he is an idiot, this doesn't seem especially helpful. Is that really not the last of them? I think I would like this fine without the Tar Mother. The Tar Mother makes this way too much trouble. Because I have to also be dealing with some nonsense timer on top of everything else. Like, if it were just make sufficiently brief excursions to not kill the snake, that would be fine, but the timer makes this a massive pain. I disagree. I think it's enough to say, oh, you need to do this quickly enough. At the very least, the Tar Mother makes it painful to a degree that I think is unnecessary. How is that still not all of them? It also makes it really obtuse to tell whether I have all the trapdoors or not. Where the heck is the last trapdoor under this stupid tar? That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, it's way over there. That's why I couldn't find it. And of course it's as obnoxiously placed as possible right now. I can't get that trapdoor. It's impossible at this point. Like, does there really have to be this massive space between the two? I guess so, because of the way the snake works, but like, that means that I have to do the left side, the entire left side, before starting the right side, or the entire right side before starting the left, and I have to wait around for the snake to go past after I cross, all of which adds up to at least one of these sides having to involve a bunch of tar cutting. And tar babies being in the way. Which is just a gigantic pain to deal with when you're on such a ridiculously strict timer every single cycle anyway. I would honestly prefer a timer that just lets me know when I've failed immediately, instead of this awkward nonsense. Like, is that good enough? I don't know. I have no idea how to tell. Do I need more of the snake to do anything, or is a little bit of snake enough? I can't tell. I honestly don't even know how to use the snake for this part without him getting stuck. I guess I'm supposed to somehow magically loop him around here without being unable to hit the orb as a result. I don't know. I guess that's good enough, probably, maybe. Okay. I guess that the snake length I have is sufficient. Really? That sounds like a massive pain. I mean, once you've got all the trapdoors down, there's this really uneven mess down here for the tar to grow through. There's tons of tar because there's no way to get rid of it without messing up the snake. Oh, here's the blue door. I don't know, that just sounds like a massive pain. So I guess I solved the room in an unconventional way or unexpected way because of annoyance. Welcome to the room of things that move like rock golems, but also roaches and goblins and Welcome to a mess. Here's just all of the monster types, I guess. I mean, yeah, but then you have to do a bunch of cleanup because of the things I mentioned before, after you kill the spiders and the snake. What in the world is all this? I can't really tell. Hold on. Is this a one-way passage here, or is there a correct wall somewhere I don't see? I don't, like, how can... For one thing, that roach looks like it's impossible for him to come through. Yeah, that doesn't look possible then. There's no way for that roach or those wraithwings to come up to through there. I guess the wraithwings can. How did the roach get stuck in the first place? I have no idea. I guess I was maybe supposed to wait around at the entrance or something? I don't know. How... Where did that roach come from? Oh. What? How is that supposed to work? I can't be constantly moving north? Okay, maybe I miss... I guess this is a weird can't move south constraint, which is really obnoxious in this room. Okay. That's a decision, I guess. I don't see how this can work without being able to move south. There is way too many things that block your path and otherwise surround you for that to be reasonable at all. Not really a lot of help when none of that is open. This just feels like such a complete mess. It's just, oh, we threw all these monsters in here, have fun. There. Now the one thing that's a weird constraint on the room is done. There's basically nothing left to it. Just a bunch of kind of cleanup. I guess. It felt more annoying than interesting to me. I don't know. Here's a weird room of some sort. So hey, you want to kill a rattlesnake? You can choose to do that, I guess. You can decide which rattlesnake you want to kill with a bomb. And then it'll kill all the other ones. And it'll close this door, which is possibly important. What is all this? I guess I'll just light a fuse and try to figure out. Here's the option to close doors for some reason. Okay. Why? What even is all this? I don't understand what this room wants at all. Well, walking all the way over here is at least 30 turns. I can't go north here because then you get stuck. I can't not go north very quickly because otherwise they get stuck to the south. I don't understand how any of this works. So I have to go all the way down here as quickly as possible. I don't... Like, there's no way. It doesn't matter which bomb you hit, there's no way to not have some of the roaches escape south. There's no way. There is always going to be roaches that are going to go south and past the force arrows. Doesn't matter which bomb I press. Or how quickly I go north. I guess, like... I don't know. Okay. That's cool, I guess. This is as quickly as I can go north. What? What? Oh, come on. Identity? Identity. What identity? How is identity a whatever? Anyway, I guess I should probably hit these very quickly because otherwise, well, no, there's, I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to just, I don't know. Hit all three of those immediately? That doesn't work. There's no way to synchronize those three roaches. I don't have the option to enter the room from any of those other directions. Is this what you're talking about? Because I don't really... That's not useful for the main problem that I'm having here. The main problem is that these 3 roaches can't all be killed at the same time. That's what I'm referring to as a main problem. There's just no way to synchronize them. Hang on. Can I just walk in and stand on this door? Is that breaking it? Maybe that's why there's queens. Oh, also that's too far north, so no. There's no way to synchronize those 3. They're way too, like, 2 of them are at exactly the same level, which would require me to hit their bombs at the same time. And the third one is way far forward, so it's always going to be ahead of them if I do that. I would need to stand on 2 fuses at the same time to synchronize these guys. Because as far as I can tell, the only valid way to take care of this is if all 3 of them are standing exactly on the upper tile of door, so that they can get stuck before I have to worry about anything else. Because whatever happens, I have to be way down here when I push the orb, and then they're going to have plenty of time to move south if I'm not up here when they get there. And I have to push the orb before going north. So the only option is for all 3 of them... There's no way to arrange that. There's no way for all 3 of them to be at the exact same place. That almost works. Okay. Weird. And now I'm gonna have trouble with the queens, of course. I guess I didn't do it at exactly the right turn. Just wait a random number of turns and try again. What? This ultra-precise timing thing at the very end is a bit much. Otherwise, I guess this is pretty neat. Like, if you don't do it at exactly this time, it won't work. Okay. To the north. No. Wubbas. I need to be able to leave. I don't know that I can arrange that. How about if I just see what's to the north of here? Okay. Some kind of trapdoor event wherein a guard needs to kill a queen horde for you. Given the fact that the guard and the queens will never be on the same side of that box at the same time, that just sounds like a nightmare. Now I'm not sure I can leave again. The Wubbas are kind of really hostilely placed for entering from the south. And even if I had cleared this room, this would still be a problem. Alright, I think maybe the solution to this one is to kind of stack them up as much as possible into a single row to the west. Not necessarily just a single row, but mostly one row to the west of me. And then still have an opening somehow. Wubbas are really fond of forming triangles, it feels like. They really like to be a big triangle because of their nature. If this were not a force arrow, I would be finished. It would be done. Somehow or other I need to make a gap here. There we go. Also, neat thing going on with the geometry between these two rooms. I don't want to do this room. Or the guard room. What was this? Oh, yeah. I think I've seen enough of this hold for my own satisfaction. A lot of good rooms, I think. Let's do special delivery. Oh. Arguably, based on the title, the entire level is miscellaneous. Special delivery by Kieran Miller. Beethro gets a new job as a postman. His first delivery is harder than anticipated. At this point, shouldn't Beethro be anticipating that every single task he's given will be excruciatingly difficult? Tired of the low pay and tough work involved in Smite Mastery, Beethro decides to shift careers and becomes a postman. His very first job is to deliver a letter to the old Viscount, or is that Viscount? I don't remember. Who lives in a mansion atop a large mountain on the outskirts of town. It can only be reached via a long, rocky, perilous path. Well, nothing I've not seen before, muttered Beethro as he picked up his sword and set out. The post must be delivered. Yeah. But anytime Beethro comments, this should be easy, he's pretty much guaranteed to have a hard time, because that indicates the hold author is aware of how difficult it's going to be. Anyway, for some reason I was under the impression that that word was like French or French in origin, and it might be pronounced weird. I don't know. Thanks to the following people for testing, in alphabetical order: Disoriented, Kituyu, and Nuntar. The old standards, kinda, apart from Chaco, these days. Yeah, Viscount. That was what I thought. I was wondering about. Yeah, Kaituyu, or however you pronounce it. Kituyu? Big tester. Tests lots of things. So I guess here I just want to do that. And this. And then I guess I don't need the Fagundo to kill those guys necessarily. It would just be kind of convenient. Let's, yeah. Yo, come out here. And then I can explode one of them. Oops. Making this harder than it needs to be here. I could have probably just stuffed the Fagundo in there, I guess. Oh, also I need to go open a door for him. I like how it used to be the Empire's defense system is just being casually placed on roadways, above ground roadways. As just for travelers to use. Looks like I'm supposed to maybe kill one of these guys from each side. Oh, something is going on with this. So I need that guy to see me, which means that I need to do something else with this rock golem. What can I do with you, sir? I guess so. There has to be a way to kill him somewhere else. Right, he starts out way over there. It is possible to pull him west again once he's gone east. But is it helpful? Not really. I don't know, it looks like the ideal place to kill him is exactly where the eye is looking, which is not any good. I guess I could pull him west again, and then down. I really just need him to be out of the way long enough to wake that eye, and then I can safely kill him exactly where I wanted to before, right? Yeah. Yeah, that should work. It's just going to be a lot of pulling him back and forth, which I imagine the optimized solution doesn't do. Or maybe it does. Maybe this bit is completely necessary, running around the whole room to get him back in position. And these guys are easy because they're just part of the constraints. Let's see. What does Aquator do? Aquator enters from the east. Aquator does not do any pulling around. Oh, never mind. Aquator does do a bit of pulling around at the end. Okay. But not as much. So yeah, the optimal solution still goes all the way around. So what's the deal here? Seems like I can use the Fagundo as a one-time rock clearing agent. So my inclination is to kill them in like a circle kind of shape, and then maybe push. Actually, I can get away with one more. Maybe. I hope that's possible. I think that it is, yeah. So that's my one Fagundo usage, and then I hopefully can fit all the rest on all the remaining, on all of the tiles. Hopefully these tiles will be enough, because I think that was the maximal number that I could hope to kill with the Fagundo. Yeah, exactly enough. Nice. I must have a head slightly more in tune with how Kieran Miller thinks about puzzles than like Boy Blue and such, because it seems like I understand these a little easier. Wait. Should I worry about moving that golem? It doesn't look like that's going to obstruct anything, because golem corpses do not obstruct eyeball sight. But maybe something goes wrong with the Fagundo? Although I'm not sure what could prevent the Fagundo from just heading north through the other passage. I don't know. Alright, well, I think my first goal should be to reach the power token, and my next afterward should be to use it. This is the way I think it should work. Let that guy die. Face a good direction. Go through and... Well, I was thinking that I could destroy that golem corpse by using the Fagundo, but I guess not. In that case... There's another way that I could get rid of that golem's corpse. I know I can get the Fagundo to that position, and I actually kind of want the Fagundo to stop there anyway. If I'm thinking about this right. I'm just going to have to go back and forth a little bit. Now that he's awake, he will chase onto a hot tile. And now the golem pile can be destroyed. And I can safely turn around without messing anything up. Did I break it, or was that the intended solution? I don't really see what else could have been possible, but who knows. Alright, here I'm handed a Fagundo right away to open this passage. And then what? I guess I need the Fagundo to go deal with this. And the issue is... what? The issue is probably that the Fagundo needs places to stop off where he's facing where I'm facing east. Okay, I can't turn at all. So what I need is to put the rock golems, I guess, as far east as possible, but all in the same row? I could buy a couple more turns if that row could be this one. And yeah, maybe that's good enough, I don't know. Right, so I can be facing this way and get the maximum number of turns before he starts moving. That's just barely enough. Okay. Alright, now I'll just get out of here so the Fagundo can come in without me being in the way. It's a neat little architectural thing to design a passageway that both Beethro and Fagundo can go through, but also under certain other constraints, I guess? I don't know. Anyway. To the east. What happened? Okay. There's just gonna be golem piles there, whether you like it or not. Okay. I don't know, so I'm just gonna walk in and see what happens. I don't know if I need those guys for something. I guess this is a weird room entry requirement. Strange. Fine, I guess, but a little strange. So if I enter the room this way... No, I still can't do that. These guys are in the wrong order. And there's no way to change what order they're in. I can't enter the other area without having already deployed the Fagundo. I don't know. I guess I just can't go north right now. Because if I go north, then I mess everything up. So I need to not do that. So let's just try bringing the Fagundo into this path. And, I guess I need him to do something. Actually, before I activate him, is there anything I can do to not die here? Because I really need to destroy some of these cracked walls before I can bring the Fagundo in. And yet all these guys are covered in hot tiles. I just don't see how to use the Fagundo to my advantage here at all. There is no way to bring those rock golems into this box. I mean, just look at the passage leading into it. Do I want to not be seen by that eye? He doesn't seem like he should be a big deal, but who knows? This is really awkward to try to manipulate without waking him up, so maybe I can get away with doing it. except this isn't going to work. No. So clearly I've still done this wrong. Maybe I just want to... I don't know. I don't... Maybe... No... Like, there's no way. I have to go too far south at some point, and he's going to escape out of his box. I guess I need the box to be farther west, then? I'm not really explaining what I'm trying to do, but I'm hoping to pin one live golem in such a way that he'll walk through all of this nonsense and come help with these two eyes. Yeah, I guess that might work. Except that he's gonna get killed way too soon. So that can't work either. Should he be even farther south and I go up and down somehow? That doesn't really seem like it's going to work. I don't care about that guy because he's always going to get hit on the way into reaching the Fagundo anyway. So there isn't really much use to worrying about him. He's gonna die regardless, who cares? Can I even get this guy in this position at all? I don't really have enough room to maneuver. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Maybe way over to the west? This might be too far. This might be like one tile farther than it's possible to move him to. Okay, maybe that will work. One more tile south. Two more tiles south? I'm not sure. Trying to guess where I should put this guy is really not my favorite thing. As far as this room's overall idea goes, it feels kind of like it shouldn't be this much of a bother. Like, the idea of the room seems to be just knowing that you need to do that, and it feels really annoying that if I know I need to do that, that then it has to be some giant difficulty just to accomplish it. I guess this isn't right either. How, where, and how? Like, nowhere works. Nothing works. I think that's a tile north of where I had him before. Or maybe it's too far west again. It doesn't fit the aesthetics, but this is a situation where I think a dispenser using an orb or a pressure plate would be a lot more amicable to use. Instead of needing to pull them all over the place. There's one too many tiles in this little passage right here, and it becomes immediately impossible to bring him any farther in than that, and that's not useful. I don't see it. There is no positioning works. No positioning whatsoever works for this. None of the positions that are available are functional. That passage needs to be another tile south. Well, there's no way for it to be north of me, or east, or south. West is the only direction the golem can be coming from. Like, I'm in this passage, and this is the area the golems can be in, so they're always going to be west of me. The only question is how north in addition to west, and how west. Like, there are no other options besides the golem being to my west. That's the only place that I can put him to be able to go all the way over to this passage to lure the golem at all in the first place. this doesn't help. The fact that he has to go around this lip, which is exactly in the wrong place. Oh, now it doesn't like Fagundo. This... I don't know what you mean. The golem has to go up there at some point. And the Fagundo can't really help him much, if at all. Oh, also, this is some arbitrary nonsense. Apparently I'm not allowed to be seen by that eye? Why? What does that have to do with anything? Being in this diagonal row should not be cause for the entire rune to be failed. It just makes it more of a pain to set up the golems, which it doesn't need to be. That's already painful enough as it is. Now I can't go north, so there's nothing I can do to change the position of that golem. Once I go past this eye, I can't change where the golem is. I mean, I can't go north. So unless the golem is north of me enough, or west of me enough, or something, I can't lure him at all. It feels like a room was built with the intention that the player would use the Fagundo for one thing, and then it was tweaked in such a way that something else could be used for that thing, and then a requirement was added to not use the Fagundo for that thing. If that makes any sense. Sure feels like it is. Because there is no configuration of the golems that makes the Fagundo useful. I've tried lots and lots of different configurations of the golems, and none of them work. Nothing like that will work because I only have 2 piles to work with. If I want to block the golem, I have to block him from going both north and south. And that means that there either has to be one of the other obstructions in his way for one of those directions, or that I have to spend both of the piles on doing that one job of preventing him from going north or south, or specifically northeast or southeast. Because anything that looks like this, he's going to slip out of as soon as I go the other way. Because I'd need 3 golem piles to keep him in place like this. And I only have 2. Well, I don't have the option for him to do anything but stop and stand still. What? He has to be still when I'm going all the way to the east over here. He has to be still the entire time that I'm going over to get the Fagundo. I don't know what you mean by that. He can't be allowed to go east because otherwise he's going to get stuck over here somewhere where I can't use him anymore. Like, if he's over here, then he's either right next to me or he's up against an obstacle and not moving. He can't. That's what I'm saying. There's no way for him to start west of where he ends up getting pinned, because the only way for him to get that far west is for him to be standing right next to me. And as soon as he's finished standing right next to me, he has to be stuck up against something, or else he's right next to me still, which means that he's coming with me over to this passage. Excuse me. Like, if the position has to be this precise, I think it's too finicky and the player should just be given more golems to work with. Like, there wouldn't be any harm in giving me another golem to block this guy with, if the idea is for the Fagundo to unblock his path by destroying a golem pile with explosions. There is no good reason why it has to be this finicky exactly where he is placed and the other things are placed, because I don't feel like finicky placement of everything is the point of the room. Like, that's not a very good point for a room to have. What? That is especially not possible. There is no way for him to stay in place with just one of them. Like, he's just objectively not going to stand still if there's only one rock pile in his way. Really? Nope. He still moves. For the most part, it's not even possible to set him up properly unless I have two piles near enough to each other to do that with. Most of these positions are unusable if I only have one pile to pin him with anyway. Even if I could get what you're talking about to work, I couldn't put him in the right position. I don't think this is where I would need him to be. I'm really just guessing where I'm putting things anyway, because I have no idea what's going to be useful for this kind of nonsense. I just overall find this to be painful. Like, even once getting the correct position, still felt like a wild guess in the end. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I think something was needed to make it easier to work out where things needed to be once I understood the basic idea of what I was supposed to be doing, instead of having to randomly guess various locations until one of them eventually worked. Like, the problem is that I don't just need to set up obstacles in 2 particular locations. It's that those locations have to be very specifically places that, 1, I can put 2 rock golems and kill them in, and 2, I can actually make a rock golem stand to the southwest of one and the northwest of the other. So in such a way that he'll go exactly where I need him to go all the entire way through. What is this? Okay. There's just a big crowd of rock golems here, I guess. Maybe, but it never feels this picky in ones that I've played. Or it feels like if it's being picky, then it gives very good direction as to where to go. I have no idea why there are a million rock golems in this room. Is the eye in the northeast relevant at all? It doesn't feel like it is. There's nothing to block that eye with. I can't block this guy. And I can't control the Fagundo because I'm too busy running away from an eye. It looks to me like I'm just supposed to use the Fagundo to clear some of these piles. Or something. I have no idea why. Why are there a million rock golems here? What are they for? There's no way to use them for those eyes. Because again, there's one of these passages that you can't really get all the way through. Or particularly a golem can't get all the way through. I think I see it, and it's just going to be really painful. Ugh. I am not allowed to use the Fagundo in the most obviously useful way here of clearing out the corpses. Oh no, instead I have to arrange the rock golems very carefully while I kill them so that not one of them is either in my way to go northeast or in the Fagundo's way to go just straight northwest all the way over to that cracked wall to let me go through and kill the eye. And also I can't let the golems pile up to where they can't all be killed. If I sound a little annoyed with this, it's because I don't really... Like, this is too many things to precisely decide exactly where every single thing goes. Like, I'm okay at this kind of trash disposal problem where you need to put the golems in where you need to be able to kill all of the golems without running out of room for the golems to step in, but I'm not especially great at it. And putting extra requirements on top of just managing the trash disposal tends to make it out to be a little bit much, for me at least. I guess it would be ideal if I could get rid of one of the square of golems and be able to go to the northeast and take advantage of all the space over there. So I guess I should not be messing with the other square any more than I absolutely have to in order to achieve that goal. And it would be ideal to kill that guy there, but I just can't. Because that's exactly one of the tiles I can't do anything on. I can't leave a body on. I really need those guys to not be there. Like, there's not really any one trick to this, it's just put the things in the places with enough efficiency to not get stuck. Which is nice, but at the same time kind of a bother. Because I have to put everything in the right places to not get stuck. And there's a lot of other extra variables and constraints at play here that I don't like having to deal with much. I shouldn't be holding R because it's the exact same same beginning to just start from the checkpoint. Maybe I should be bringing the north guys in instead of... I don't know. Maybe this will be better? There we go. This is what I need. I need all this space up here to deal with the rest of these guys. And also to be able to kill this. Now I have plenty of space and I'm good. This is autopilot part. And I couldn't possibly tell you how I got that to work. Just that it did. So there's exactly one turn to turn your sword this way, and then I can do that. And of course there was no time to wait for the Fagundo to destroy any rock golem piles, because yeah, looks to me like this might have a challenge or something. Or maybe that's just a secret entryway to a secret room. Whatever the case, looks like getting the Fagundo causes this eye to wake up. I'm not going to have an easy time reading the constraints of this room just staring at it, so let's just see what happens if I start trying to have the Fagundo kill everyone for me. Okay, I can't go that way. So I really need to go wake this eye up, which causes that golem to happen. I guess that golem happening is a secret room entry. You need that golem to not happen like that in order to reach the secret room, but I don't really care, so... I think that's it, right? I mean, there's a green door, so I need to go past it before I have the Fagundo finish the last guy. But that appears to be all there is to just clearing the room. Oh, that was a wall. Yeah, so this room is easy, but only if you're not trying to reach the secret room that's presumably adjacent to it. I wonder what it is you're supposed to do to achieve that. Maybe it involves not killing that golem up there just yet, but instead doing something else with him. I don't know what, but something. I guess I could just stand here for a little longer. Right, okay, the problem is that his hot tile is also my hot tile. So there's no way to stand here and have him walk through that passage. I guess I'm supposed to somehow not wake that eye and get myself over to where I can break the cracked walls and let the Fagundo go kill that guy before he gets a chance to reach the hot tiles. But I don't see how that's supposed to be possible. Yeah, I don't know. No idea. Let's see if I have a restore near the end of this room. Yeah, that's close enough. I have no idea how to do that, but I did clear the level, which I would consider an achievement. Is this the only level, or is this a long hold? This is... oh. Okay. Mithro ascended the final steps of the mountain, leaving to the Viscount's mansion. The journey had taken all day, and night was falling. As he opened the gate, a sign suddenly caught his attention. "Beware of the Wubba is," it stated menacingly. Mithro chuckled. "Those balls of fluff will never hurt me." He kept reading. "Best friends, the Gentrii." Okay. Also, there's Seep here too, by the way. Oh, hey, the Gentrii are on a leash, at least. At least until I do this. Then one of them won't be. I guess we didn't feel the need to say beware the Seep, because that's to be taken for granted. Or maybe the Seep are invading pests and not actually part of the security system like everybody else. Oh, I get it now. It's not beware the Wubbas with an erroneous apostrophe. It's beware the Wubba's best friends, the Gentrii. That's actually kind of clever. I feel bad for not recognizing that sooner. Also, apparently the Gentrii are only the best friends of one particular Wubba, not all of them at once. Did I solve this room the intended way? I don't know. I feel like I just kind of poked at it until it worked. Like, there's a lot of strange things going on here that seem intended to make it tougher than it felt like it was. But it's just the first room anyway. Okay, it's about 4:30. I think I've seen/done enough. So, let's see. Yeah, that makes sense. The Snowland by Vip Cool exists. Sokoban's sword has ideas that I think are intriguing in terms of what to make of a thing to make a level or hold about, but doesn't play with those in as cool a way as possible. This hold I made once. This had some good puzzles and some things I found painful. This had a lot of things that I rather liked and felt were pretty neat, and one or two rooms that or really just the one room that I feel is maybe a little too finicky with where things are placed, but it's a clever idea at least. Anyway, I am hoping that the new part for the desktop will show up and I won't have to use this awkward setup next time. I guess we'll see. If the desktop arrives, and if the part for the desktop arrives and it's the right one, and the desktop is functional, I might plan on doing a new stream on Wednesday. The one I was doing is over, so I may be going back to Metroidvania since that seemed a little more popular, and there's still a lot more of those that I wanted to go through. We'll see though. If the desktop isn't finished, or if I don't feel like it, I might just take a Wednesday off, but I should still be able to do Alphabet Stream either way, even if it's with this setup again. It's not ideal, but I can manage. For the moment, though, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of the weekend, and stay safe.